Hello, everyone, and welcome to a segment of Lore You Should Know. I am Greg Tito, and I'm joined by Adam Lee.
Well, hello, Greg.
Hi, Adam. How are you?
I'm delightful. And you?
Oh, wonderbar.
Oh.
Today on Lore You Should Know, where we investigate little bits of Dungeons & Dragons lore for your own edification and or ways to infect it into your game.
Yes.
We just renounced, I was going to say Battle for Baldur's Gate, but it's not. It's Baldur's Gate Descent into Avernus.
Yeah.
A story that has been near and dear to your heart for the last 2 years?
200,000 years.
200,000 years.
Since the dawn of time.
Since the dawn of time.
I know.
You are the devil behind all this.
Yeah. I'm one of the devils in the details. Yeah.
So today we're going to talk about the Warlords that are kind of independent agents in this first plane of the Nine Hells, Avernus.
Yeah.
As well as what they want,
Oh, yeah.
which are
These bad
things,
boys. Yeah.
These soul coins.
These delicious little things.
Yes. So, where do you want to start?
Well, I mean, we could start right at, so what the Warlords are is they are a collection of all kinds of different creatures that have come from all around. Some of them are from within Hell, and some of them have come from extra planes outside of Hell. And pretty much what they're doing in there are varied and sundry. However, most of them are about these guys, the soul coins. This is the sort of economy of Hell. This is how Hell runs.
And this is all of Hell or just on Avernus, just on the first plane?
All of Hell.
All of Hell runs on soul coins.
Yeah, soul coins are the way devils sort of do deals. They trade them for goods and services, as you would. They also use them for bribes and to reward their servants that do good things, and they're also
Or bad things.
or bad things, yes. And they're also used to rob. The devils will rob and cheat and steal from each other. So. But this kind of souls are what makes the economy of Hell go round. So.
Interesting. And it becomes both an energy source and a currency.
Yeah. So soul coins, you can use them you can use a soul, because each soul coin has its own individual soul trapped within it. And those souls may be good or evil. And if you have a soul coin, you can actually telepathically connect with it.
Oh.
And you can have a small conversation with one of these things. Sometimes a soul inside is insane and may just give you babble, and others may speak cryptically. Others may plead and beg to be let out.
Oh.
Yeah.
Are there more ones that are more valuable than others to devils?
Oh yeah. Some you might find a coin that has a really a soul of a great paladin, a warrior that was somehow trapped into one of these. And if a devil does find one of those, then that would be of a great value to them. Because devils love seeing the good guys go down. So, but if you come into contact with one of these, you might hear a plea from it and then be taken on a whole new adventure that can lead you who knows where.
Interesting.
Yeah.
So is it like the value difference between a platinum coin to a copper coin, or is it?
I mean, it could be seen on that level. I mean, it's definitely more abstract depending on, a certain devil might really, some devils might not see it. Like say a archdevil like Zariel, she might, if it's a great warrior in there, she might be like, ooh, I'm interested in that. Yeah. Cause I want to now take that and put it into, some kind of make it into a devil. If it's an evil soul, or if it's a good soul, then she might want to destroy it, because if it ever comes free, that could be a threat. Another devil like Mephistopheles might see, if it's a great magician or a great artificer, or alchemist, or something like that. Mephistopheles, who's interested in magic items and knowledge, might say, ooh, I want that soul, and if you give that to me, I'll give you some kind of cool thing in exchange.
So there's a relative value based on the purchaser.
Sure.
Right?
Yeah.
Way. Okay. And now, what is the difference between the souls trapped in soul coins and the souls that are devils that come out as from
Oh,
River
the
Styx.
Lemures. So
Yeah.
those are generally lawful evil souls. So if you have one of these things and
One of the soul coins.
soul coins, and you, say I was to cast remove curse on it, like, and then the soul is freed. If a good soul is in that, then it's just going to kind of flitter off and go to either the plane where its god is in residence, or it's going to go to the plane that sort of naturally is, if it's chaotic good, it'll go to a chaotic good plane. If it's chaotic neutral, it'll go chaotic neutral plane. If it's a lawful evil soul, it'll come out of here and then just get sucked because of the power of Avernus. It'll get sucked into the river Styx and then emerge as a lemure or a lemur, as some may say. I say lemure, however. I think the correct is lemur, which I'm just
Like the monkey?
It's like a monkey, yeah.
Right. So the lemure makes a lot more sense to me.
Yes.
Okay. So just sorry if I'm just trying to get the metaphysics
No,
here.
man.
So how does a good soul get trapped in a soul coin to be traded in hell then?
So a good soul getting trapped in one of these, one way is that they either make a deal with the devil, like their back's against the wall, and they're a good person, and they're just like, I've got no other choice. You always have a choice, but in their case, they're like, I've got to save my city, or I've got to save the people I love, and the only way to do that is to make the deal with the devil. And they do that deal, and the devil's like, you've got to do these, tasks for me. And after the devil saves them, they're like, you know what? Screw that deal. I'm not going to do it. And when they break a deal, probably the penalty could be that you get trapped inside one of these, or that your soul becomes sucked into, your soul is forfeit. So you're not allowed to break deals. Another way, good aligned people can get trapped into these things is basically through deals. Another thing that I guess they could be cursed somehow. They could get cursed, and then part of that curse is to wind up getting here, or they get cursed, and then that curse then leads to a bargain that leads to something else. So
that's why when you were talking about relative value, that's why good aligned soul coins are so valuable, is because they're so rare.
It's hard, yeah. They're hard.
Right? It takes a lot of devilish work on the material plane to convince someone or some soul that whatever choice they're making, even though it might be an evil act, they might think it's got the relative general good, but the penalty is getting this. And then for devils, that's like delicious candy.
Yeah, it's a comedy of errors for a good person to get into one of these, but it happens. And when it does, then, as you see these coins flitting around. And generally, when if you're in Avernus and you get one of these coins, you're going to sort of have a sense of what kind of soul's in here. Mm-hmm. You'll feel either the rage that's coming from it, if it's a wrathful soul, or madness, it'll be cackling or whatever. And sometimes you could have a soul that's evil, but it could be masquerading as good, so it might be tricking you, and you wouldn't know. But generally, you can kind of feel telepathically. If you hold a soul coin, you'll know sort of like what is trapped in there and what the energy is, because as a adventurer in hell, you can actually query these, and you can also pull on their energy to heal yourself, or to use their energy for your own good.
Oh, is that an evil act?
That is an evil act.
Oh,
yeah.
So then your soul might be forfeited and turned into a soul coin.
Yeah, I think as you're playing in Avernus, a DM is going to kind of keep a little tally in secret as to what kind of things you're doing in there as a player, and there could be consequences. So if you're like, I'm gonna draw upon this power to like heal myself or make me more cool, that's just a little stain, or that's a little evil act that you're doing. However, freeing a soul from a soul coin is a good act. So if you're like, no, I'm not gonna go for this devil BS, I'm gonna free all these souls, you can destroy these in various ways, and be a goody two shoes in hell.
That's pretty interesting.
Which is kind of what it's all about.
Okay, so then we did say that they are able to power certain things within hell, and that's one of them. The most ones we've talked about the most so far is the Infernal War Machines.
Yeah.
What are those? What's an Infernal War Machine?
So Avernus is a kind of the neck, or the originator point of Infernal War Machines, and why that is because it's the front line of the Blood War. So the demons are piling out of the river Styx, and they're smashing into hell, and they're trying to devour their way all the way to the ninth level. Avernus is sort of the barrier against all of that, and so to fight demons, demons they need to be. They're just terrifying, and they come in hordes, and so the devils have devised these machines. That are just demon slaying war machines.
Contraptions of hell.
Yeah.
Are they made from actual physical metal and stone and whatever materials that are there?
Yeah, basically they're made out of infernally mined iron, and they they're all different sizes and shapes, and some of them are massive and enormous, and some of them are like about the size of maybe a large motorcycle. So they're all over the spectrum.
Who makes them?
There's various forges in hell, and Bel is one of these forges. Our old pal, the former ruler of Avernus. He has now been demoted since Zariel has come into power, and now he runs a forge.
Interesting. And he was portrayed at D&D Live.
He was quite
by
well.
Gil Ramirez
Oh my gosh.
as Bel. How amazing was that?
That was so cool. So cool to see him, man. Yeah, he's super talented. So
love that.
That was a lot of fun.
So that's cool. I didn't realize that's because I knew he was a blacksmith and that he was making something. I didn't realize that one of the things he was making was these machines.
Yeah. So these machines are made all over the place. You can. And this war has been going on for eons and eons, and there's wreckage of all these war machines throughout Avernus, and you are able to go in and find these wrecks, and from the wreckage you can construct your own sort of versions of your own war machine. And so warlords who are throughout Avernus are sort of the creatures who have done this. They have gone to these wrecks, they have reverse engineered, they've figured it out, and they've devised their own sort of ramshackle contraptions and created their own war machines. Now, and of course, all war machines are powered by souls.
Yeah.
And that's where the coins come in, where each coin has a certain amount of charges within it, and when you put your coin into a war machine, it will destroy the coin and trap the soul. And so now the soul will inhabit your war machine and power it. And it will power it depending on how many charges were in the coin. It will power it for that many hours. I think it's for each charge, it's 24 hours.
Okay.
So you can go rambling across the hellscape with your war machine all charged up until it devours the soul, because in each war machine, there is a furnace of hellfire that just annihilates the soul, and then the soul is devoured.
So that basically consumes the soul. It doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, the soul doesn't exist in that
person
case.
Cannot be resurrected.
No, not even through divine intervention.
Wow.
It is, this is
gone.
Very permanent way. So powering a war machine is really a bad thing to do.
That's one of the stains of your own adventures through Avernus.
So
interesting.
It is the most fun thing to do, is to drive your war machine and do the Fury Road thing.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it is a very evil act. So, paladins are going to be really challenged when they go down here, and to being righteous and to following sort of their code of ethics.
Right. So you mentioned these warlords, these other. Some of them are from other planes.
Yeah.
They're not actually dead in hell, right? They're not.
No.
They're not people whose souls have left their bodies.
No, they are.
So how do they end up there?
So some of them, there's a warlord called Feanor, and she was invited down by Mahadi, who is a Rakshasa who leads this wandering emporium that kind of goes through hell, and he is really kind of one of the shadiest characters. Like, hell is full of shady characters, but Mahadi is one of the shadiest. Very charismatic and very evil, and will give you some wonderful things, but for a price. But Feanor was invited down by Mahadi. So Mahadi generated a portal. Feanor came down, and he was kind of had the hots for Feanor. Let's just put it bluntly. But Feanor is a very fickle, and she's kind of hard to please. and she grew bored with him after a while. Even as awesome as Mahadi is and as many tricks as he had up his sleeve, she was like, I'm done here. But she did like war machines, and she did like creating her own sort of warlord army. And that's what she did. She stole a war machine. She went off, and she created an undead sort of army of her warlord gang. And now she's sort of roaming around Avernus doing dastardly things.
So you said undead. How is that? How do undead get raised in hell?
Well, that's a very good question. Some of them are just from, hapless mortals that went there and were, brought back through her necromantic powers. Generally, if your soul, undead are soulless, so it's just animating a rotting corpse. As with her necromantic powers, she's able to do that to return dead. But the souls, now that's another story. As soon as the person dies, that soul is going to fly off to who knows where. And then, we'll see. Wherever it goes, it goes. But
interesting. All right, so she's just one of the many warlords that are down there. That seems like is she trying to get out? Is that like kind of the idea? Is like, okay, I was in hell for a while. I was with Mahadi. Are warlords happy where they are?
Well, I mean, everybody in hell is miserable. So
that's what I'm trying to get at.
Yeah, everybody in hell is miserable. Nobody there is happy. They may feign happiness, they may feign contentment, but it's absolutely not the case. Everybody there is in some stage of awful suffering or just self-consuming hatred or angst or whatever. So, but each warlord is there to try to have their desires fulfilled or try to enact their deepest wrath. Like somebody like Ragadraga, who is a werebore, he's there to, become the king of everything. There's another called Princeps Kovic, and he was once, he was a chain devil who was in charge of a devil legion that was wiped out by Kostichi, who was there. And he's now been, disbanded and disenfranchised, and now is sort of a renegade devil who is now become a warlord, and he has brought different devils from different parts, from war, devils who have been cast out or devils who don't have a legion, and he's amassed this band of devils, and he is sort of, his desire is to win the fight. His desire is to go back into the abyss. He wants to destroy the demons who cost him everything. There's a Bitter Breath. That warlord, he was once a pit fiend, was a pal of Bel's when Bel was the archdevil and he ruled Avernus. When Bel got cast down by Zariel, Bitter Breath was demoted and he became a horn devil. And he still tried to do some scheming, but it ultimately got his wings clipped by Zariel. And
literally got his wings clipped?
Literally got his wings. They're just like little stumps now.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, and then he got his power to make deals removed. So now whenever he speaks, it's just smoke that comes out. His little bitter breath.
Oh, okay, that's what I mean.
And that's a kind of a cool thing about that devils aren't always about just killing you off. Like if you do something bad, archdevils won't always just strike you down. An archdevil might just take away your powers and humiliate you just to make you an example or to prolong your suffering. I mean, it's kind of the Sisyphus sort of thing of pushing the boulder up to the top and then it slips out and rolls down and you got to go back and push it up to the top again. So that's part of this sort of devilish misery that's going on down here is that, it's always about lessons. It's always about, futility. It's always about the striving and the craving to get the thing that you want. And it's just never, it's almost in your grasp. And then, it goes.
So these warlords seem like almost like an embodiment of that, where like they're trying to break out from the order that is the devilish kind of hierarchy, but they're still thinking that there's some hope somehow, and it's encountering that as adventurers and being like, oh wait, this is still hopeless.
Yeah, and do you put them out of their misery? Do you try to help them out? But the thing about the devils, I mean, the devils are irredeemable. Like devils are soulless evil, and although they may appear that they have rationality and they appear that they have control, They ultimately don't. They're slaves to the evil that's within them.
Yeah.
Now, other warlords that are different races, like Raga Draga, who's a werebore, even Feanor, she's just sort of a necromancer that's kind of cruising around.
She an elf, isn't she an elf? Or maybe I'm just thinking of Feanor from Tolkien.
Oh, yeah. I think she's a human.
Okay.
So, but and then there is an Eladrin there. The guy, a Smiler. He.
That's the one I was thinking of. Yeah.
Yeah. So that those are, they may be able to be redeemed. They may be able. They might just be jerks that are down there being evil, and you might be able to bargain with them and say, hey, have you seen the error of your ways? And you never know, but
right. Or you just want to be like, here, have some soul coins, and help us get to where we need to get to, wherever in hell.
Yeah.
Or fight against them. Yeah.
Yeah, and warlords, they can definitely help you out because they are not. There's Zariel, and she controls all the legions of hell. Now, the legions are pretty much they're gonna follow in line with Zariel. They're kind of bound. But the warlords are free agents. They are not. They're not bound by any of that stuff. They can go either way. They haven't signed any deals. They haven't made any contracts. So they are up for grabs. And if you can kind of do some dealing with them, more's the better.
Cool stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So they're most of them are evil, but they might be a neutral party to you.
Yeah.
Or to your party.
Yep. Yeah. They could for the right price they could help you out, or if you've got something that they want, or if you can get something they want. Then
sweet, awesome. All right, well, can't wait to jump into more when Baldur's Gate: Descent into Avernus comes out this September.
Yeah,
I gotta remember the day. I think it's September 17th. Is that right?
It's like the third week.
Yeah. So look for it then. If you're interested in finding out more about these individual warlords, some of them were dramatized by Chris Perkins, Marisha Ray, Kate Welch, and Jeremy Crawford at the D&D Live. So look at those games if you haven't already, and you'll get some personifications of those warlords. But I can't wait to delve into it more in September.
It's gonna be fun.
Awesome. How can people ask you about what you would do for a soul coin online?
You can just drop me a note on Twitter. Just post it on up there and just tag me in it. And,
what's your handle?
Adam of Adventure. And I'm all about seeing the creative ways soul coins can be used.
Awesome. All right. Well, thanks a lot, Adam. We will be back with some more lore next week. Lore. Werebore.
Where lore.
Where lore. Where lore you should know.
Yeah. Lore you should wear.
Oh, man. Now we want to get like a tome of lore that is like a jacket or something. That was good stuff.
Yeah.
What's the next one we're going to talk about? I forget. I got it right in front of me, but I forgot.
I think we had Hellriders.
Oh, right. And Elturel. Right.
And Elturel.
Yeah. And how that all started.
Elturel, Hellriders. It's a long time ago. Well,
we'll do the real introduction.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. But yeah.
Yeah.
All that stuff. Is that how I should introduce it, as Elturel and the Hellriders, or just say Hellriders?
Just Hellriders.
Just Hellriders?
Yep.
Okay. Those who ride hell.
Those who ride into hell.
All right. Welcome to another segment of Lore You Should Know. I am joined by Adam Lee.
Well, hello there.
Hello. I'm Greg Tito. That's me. And we've got some...
That's you.
Can you hear that?
And we've got some...
There's something happening in hell.
It is.
All right, I'll do that intro over again since I screwed it up anyway. Yeah. See?
I'm just so used to actually it all being live.
Yeah, right. Well, it is all live, but then we got this back and forth between what's being recorded for the podcast and what is just being broadcast live. So we're live now. Hi.
Hello.
But then when you hear those clicks, that's when the recording, multi-track recording that Ryan's doing here is happening.
I was like, that's logic, I think.
But because if it's to tape, we can just do it again.
Yeah,
we can make it all happen. And those watching get to see how the podcast sausage is made. We just push it into a case and then sell it to you or not sell it to you at all. You can download it. All right, we'll do it one more time. You start the next one.